Hey everyone, welcome back to your channel 1000 Manga Recap. In our last episode, Xiaoyi declared that Wu Chen is her man. Let's dive right back into the action and see what happens next. We see Wu Chen deep in thought, his brows furrowed. A rich person is trying to pursue Xiaoyi? This situation won't be as simple as it looks. The scene shifts to a group of wealthy individuals. Wu Chen smirks, just as I expected. Lin Zong is being manipulated by the Xiang family without even realizing it. These people aren't good news. I have to head to Shanghai tomorrow. The next day, at the staff dormitories of Zhuang Xiaodia's company, Wu Chen playfully teases, "Hey, Xiaoyi, are you done packing, my woman? Do you want to come see Lin Zong with me?" Xiaoyi, visibly nervous and tearful, replies, "Boss, last night, I had no other choice." She starts crying. "In one Zhou, I was willing to trade my most precious item with you, but you. If I had done it that day, I wouldn't have these troubles today. I just wanted to act well, earn some money, and live a simpler life. Why is it so hard?" She begins to take off her clothes, her expression turning serious. "Boss, how about you own me? Let me be your woman." Wu Chen smiles gently and asks, "Little E, do you need to be my woman to continue acting? Being with Lin Zong or the third young lady's little brother, would they stop you from acting?" Xiaoyi, now confident, says, "But you're 10 times more handsome than them. And the first time I saw you, I admired you a lot. Later on, I saw you again in Peng Chao's major event on the internet, and I respected you even more. That's why, if it's you, I'll be willing." Wu Chen says softly, "Admiration should remain as admiration. What's most important is that when you look at me, there isn't any attraction to it." Xiaoyi, full of confidence, replies, "I have the talent to act, but if I work 5 or 10 times harder, the movie industry will acknowledge my place in it. Boss, do you understand what I mean? I'm saying that once you are able to eat and work without problems, then you can talk about things you like." Wu Chen asks, "So, if you were with me, what would your job expectations be?" Xiaoyi says, "If I'm setting small goals for myself, I want to surpass Tao Menying." Wu Chen, surprised, says, "So surpassing Tao Menying is such a small goal." We see Wu Chen imagining Ruo Bing and Wu Yurong, thinking, imagining Ruo Bing and Ms. Rong's silhouettes behind her, "It looks like I'm really weak against strong, beautiful women. But right now, I can't give her a new identity. If she relies on me and ruins the new movie, we'll lose more than we gain." Wu Chen picks up her clothes and, while handing them to her, says, "Little E, if you really want to work hard for your dreams, then once the results of the new movie are out, I'll do as you wish." Xiaoyi, elated, asks, "Really?" Wu Chen teases, "Does it sound like I'm joking? Alright, put your clothes back on, I'll go see Lin Zong." Xiaoyi blushes and moves closer, saying, "Hold on, boss. In front of people, I have to pretend to be your woman. The act has to be a little more convincing." Wu Chen thinks, her mind is active and lively, "I can't even resist." We see the game starts. 3 hours later, we see Wu Chen and Xiaoyi standing together. Lin Zong, visibly uncomfortable, asks, "Ms. Zhou is really Mr. Wu's woman?" Gu Rui, nervous, thinks, "Holy shit, I almost sold off his new wife yesterday." Phew, false alarm. Wu Chen sits on the sofa and says, "Come here, Xiaodai." He continues, "Lin Zong, I'll say this bluntly, my company is for these 2 women. The so-called filming is just to keep them happy. You can't even search these things, don't tell me your Xiang family can't search it up." Lin Zong, nervous, asks, What Xiang family? "Mr. Wu, what are you saying?" Wu Chen, with a serious expression, says, "You don't need to act like you're confused. Whatever you want to do, it's over. Please leave, Lin Zong. I won't see you out." We see Lin Zong leaving angrily. Xiaodai, Xiaoyi, and Gu Rui together ask, "Mr. Wu, how could it be the Xiang family? What happened?" Wu Chen explains, "Lin Zong is just a pawn controlled by the Xiang family. The Xiang family used to have people who had deals with them, like Shuangqi Real Estate's Qi family brothers." Xiaodai, surprised, says, "Qi family brothers? Mr. Wu, is the Xiang family here to take revenge?" Wu Chen continues, "On the surface, the Qi family's main backer is their late leader, but the one pulling the strings is actually the Xiang family. But Shuangqi only plays in Shanghai, the shares are too small for it to be worth doing anything there. If the Xiang family wants to steal Little E, it's because we rushed into the movie sector and moved his greatest piece. Actually, the backer of Hezhong Media's assets is also the Xiang family. All the hottest web shows are sponsored by the Xiang family. If the Lu family's biggest resources are political resources, then the Xiang family's biggest resources are in the film and television industries. Tao Menying usually does ads and releases a movie every few years. Brother Lei is a theater fan, so he's no threat to the Xiang family. But if Tao Menying starts making more movies with Zhou Yi, it could cause problems for Anjia. and dealing with the mass media and Xiang Jiao will be much more challenging. Xiao Dai says, that's why they want to grab little E. They want to make our movies hard to produce. Xiaoyi, sadly, says, at first, it was members of the Lu family causing trouble, and now it's the Xiang family. Wu Chen smiles and says, that's not even close. Prepare for tomorrow's crisis. A day later, we see a man named Peng Wei. Peng Wei says, look at these popular searches. Out of the top 10, 7 of them are ours. The talented child Tong Yang Yang eats people without spitting out bones, Zhou Yi, an invincible woman, Starry lewd witches in Shanghai. Mr. Wu. We can't push it down. Xiao Dai, nervously, says, they're disgusting. They want to show less face to those in the Qi family. Wu Chen asks, little E, are you afraid? Xiaoyi confidently replies, I'm not. Wu Chen says, if you're not afraid, that's good. The waves are getting bigger, reversing the backlash will be an uphill battle. The internet has a lot to say about your brother's things today. Can the third young lady help me clarify the situation for me at night later? We see Qing'er. She says, the things you've promised aren't even done, yet you still have the face to speak to me. Wu Chen explains, who said they weren't done? The third husband's photos will be completely destroyed today. And the Dong family will be guaranteed to pull out. The third young lady just has to follow me and let the Wu family establish itself, and then the Lu family taking 30% of the profit would be easy. Qing'er says, Mr. Wu is very impressive. If it really is like this, I'll clarify everything with you. Wu Chen says, Peng Wei, I'll send the information to you later. Do it well. Today, we only have 7 hot searches out of 10. Tomorrow, we should have all 10 of them. Peng Wei says, sure, later on, watch me perform. Wu Chen smiles and says, I told you yesterday, the aftermath of refuting these rumors will be huge. A small estimate after 2 days, the number of views would reach 3 billion. Little E, this is only the start. Xiaoyi smiles and says, boss, I'll work even harder on the new film. Wu Chen says, the Xiang family has tried to attack us twice, with disappointing results each time. They say accidents never happen 3 times, so they likely won't attempt a third attack on us anytime soon. Xiao Dai, don't worry too much. Whenever something goes wrong, you still have me, right? 3 hours later, after sending off Dong Chenggang, we see Zhao Zi. She is taking off her clothes. She says, getting rid of someone's information and speaking so nicely while stabbing him in the back, Mr. Wu, you are one bad guy. Wu Chen asks, Zhao Zi, can you give me Dong Chenggang's information now? Zhao Zi, teasingly, says, but you said I can do whatever I want during that time. Wu Chen says, I helped you resolve an annoying situation, and he will still come to your store to pay the fee. I believe we should consider 2 matters settled. Zhao Zi comes closer and says, going back on your word, Mr. Wu, that's not good. Wu Chen, while kissing her, says, I just think that if you were with Rongji, being just friends would be more suitable. Zhao Zi asks, aren't you afraid that I'll go back on my word and won't give Mr. Dong's information to you? Wu Chen, taking pen drive from cave, says, you won't, Zhao Zi, because I already have the information. It's in your underwear, and you know that even if I don't take your underwear off, it isn't difficult at all for me to take it. Zhao Zi smiles and says, so, Mr. Wu, you're someone that makes it impossible to resist you, you're a naughty, naughty man. Wu Chen, while leaving, says, I'm leaving now, the room was booked under your name. Rest well, I'll look for you later. The next day, at Li Ruobing's villa. We see Yi Shiqing. She wakes up and walks towards the kitchen. She notices Wu Chen in the kitchen and asks, eh? Mr. Wu? When did you come? Do you need me to call Ms. Li? Wu Chen replies, no need, let her sleep in a little. She's tired after being chased by greedy bastards for the past 2 days. We see him preparing breakfast. He says, while applying jam to the bread, you haven't been affected by Ding Ruelong being in Donghai for the past few days, have you? He Shiqing says, not at all. We didn't go out, and Xing played games day and night for a few days. She was so happy. Wu Chen smiles and, while giving her a sandwich, says, that's good, that's good. Here, go ahead and eat some breakfast. We see Yi Shiqing blush and think, in my short lifetime, this is the first time a man made me breakfast. This feeling makes me feel really comfortable. Immediately, she kisses Wu Chen and says, thank you, Mr. Wu. We see Li Ruobing. She gets jealous and says, my dear seems to be obedient this time around. Wu Chen asks, Ruobing, it is our agreement. Yi Shiqing gets shy. We see both Li Ruobing and Wu Chen go to the rooftop. Li Ruobing says, Ding Ruelong is finally gone now, and everything is back to normal. She continues, oh right, we should visit Qingying. Wu Chen says, we really are connected. I also thought that we should visit her. Suddenly, Qingying opens the door and says, dear, you're finally back. If you like my video, please share and subscribe.